Time product manager. So here quantity is defined now.
Let's read together now. Ronald meet with his manager to outline his requirements. He told what is his requirement, what all areas the positions he need, etc. And receives a verbal agreement, which means there is no written communication or approve a verbal agreement to fill 9 additional openings. 9 additional openings, which means he has already some open to be allocated as he sees fit. Okay. After several weeks of interviewing, he hires 2 developers and one part-time product manager. He still has management blessing to expand his team. So don't limit to the numbers. Okay. Don't limit to the numbers. If you ask like what happens if I propose position management? No doubt we can propose position management here. We can propose. When you want to propose, you are very clear how many positions you need. You are very clear when you are going to hire an employees. In that case, the position management you can recommend. But in this scenario, he is interviewing and taking the resource based on the requirements, which means he's interviewing and taking the resource based on this requirement. Whenever he wants, he has to hire those employees. There is no further approval is not required from the managers. Correct. Which means he's looking for some flexibility in hiring process. Okay, I interview 10 people, but I will take only 2 people. Later I will interview further. So if you take with the position manager, what happens? Upfront you have to configure the 10 positions. Correct. And you have to find the resource by the timeline, like earliest hire date, you have to find a resource and hire that an employee. So you're time bounded there if you go with position management. But in job management, hire employee whenever you want. Okay, that's those are a few differences. So as I mentioned again I'm repeating, position management is suitable, job management is suitable, but for this kind of requirements, strictly job management is suitable because they're looking for that flexibility. Okay, but
Sir, in position management we have control, na?
we have control, correct? So control
In
here
there is a flexibility. What is the difference between control and flexibility, sir?
right, control in the sense I can assign compensation to a position. I can assign roles or security groups to a position. But in job management, and also I can freeze position whenever I want, I can close position whenever I want. These are all nothing but control. These are all controlling position, managing, organizing position. In job management, we cannot perform either of the thing. You can't freeze, you can't close, you can't assign compensation, you can't assign roles to the job management. Okay, only after hiring an employee only we can do. Okay, that's the difference, ma'am. Flexibility and control.
Thank you, sir.
And also another possible way, when you're creating a position management, you can send to your manager for approval. Manager will review and manager will ask why you need a position. So you have to give an explanation. Then he has to approve with a good reason. Then your position is available for hire. But in job management, no such activities. Hire a number of people as you want. Okay, that's why we will call it as more control. Yeah, sorry, you're asking some question.
Sir, I have one more question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, once open the organization chart, sir.
As I mentioned, I have not access today. Actually, I'm planning to give a overview of compensation, ma'am. But you can ask the question. That's fine. I will help you.
So I want organization chart, sir, to ask my question.
What do you want to view on organization chart?
Sir, I will tell you. There is a supervisory organization, sir. Under that, there are 3 subordinates.
Correct.
X, Y, Z. So in sir, in position management, the hiring restrictions at the position level.
Correct.
In job management, the hiring restrictions are at a supervisory level, sir.
Correct?
But here three subordinates are there, na X, Y, Z. So it is
Right.
possible to change the job management to Z, sir?
So is it possible to check the?
Change the staffing model.
Yes, it is possible. We already discussed during our staffing session. Though the position
Uh,
management is inherited to the subordinates, you can still change the staffing model for your organization through you have to navigate to supervisor organization and then select organization staffing model, and also you can access the task called what is the task to switch the staffing models for group of organizations. Yeah,
okay,
maintain
sir.
staff.
Sir, in this I have doubt. So hiring restrictions are edited from the supervisory organization, na, sir? Right, sir?
Correct. For
But
job.
for job manager. But we are the subordinate of the subordinate. How can I? Sir, the Z is subordinate of supervisory organization, na, sir? So how can we change this to job management?
I think we discussed this
Okay,
one
sir,
in.
I will ask.
No. Just let me clarify that. So, do you have staffing models recordings, ma'am, with you? You receive staffing model recordings?
Yes, sir, I have recording.
Yeah. So, if you can refer for our first recording of staffing model, you can clearly see we discussed how to switch the staffing model job to position, position to job. Okay. And now you are asking a question. Once I set the restrictions, can I switch the staffing model? You cannot. This is also we discussed. Once you create position, once you set the restrictions or you create jobs, no longer Workday doesn't allow you to change the staffing model. So no problem. See, here I'm here to help you guys. But one request is, so take a look of our previous recordings on staffing models. Still, if you have anything, can please bring it to me. I will sure I will help you. Okay. So today I come with some interesting and important topic. But in this session, you are going to talk. I'm not going to talk because I'm going to ask certain questions to you guys. In Workday, compensation is one of the most important topic. Okay, I request you everyone review a number of times of recordings. Also, if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to help you. In Workday, we have two types of compensation. One is core compensation. Another one is advanced compensation. Okay, another one is advanced compensation. First, we'll talk about more in detail about core compensation. Advanced compensation we are not going to cover because it's an advanced module. However, I would like to help you by giving some recordings on this advanced compensation. But core compensation, end to end, we're going to discuss in detail. Okay. But before that, just I want to check the few things here. Core compensation. So what are all modules? Like we have absence management, benefits, compensation, payroll, and learning, talent management. So we have several modules in Workday. What are all modules the required compensation?
Payroll, sir.
Payroll, yes, payroll is required. Without compensation, we cannot configure payroll because
Time
compensation is the
management.
source of payroll. Sorry, ma'am.
Time management.
Time management is not an impact on the compensation, but time management is impact on the payroll. Okay. Yeah. And any other modules? Okay. I will give an example. So you guys give a try. Okay. So every year we will do some appraisal process for an employees, correct? For example, an employee got good rating. Let's say employee got rating 1. He's very good in his. He delivered very good, and he got rating 1. Company has proposed 10% of hike, which means let's assume employee salary is 1 lakh per annum, 1 lakh US dollars per annum. Okay, 10% is employee's hike. 10 multiplied by, divided by 100. How much? 10,000.
Sir.
So this is the hike employee will get the end. Which chapter it is part of? Which chapter will decide employee hike amount? Any guess? Performance management. Okay. Talent and performance management also have dependency. Also have dependency on the compensation rates. Okay. Now benefits also have dependency in the compensation. Example, some of the benefits like life insurance, they will offer, I mean, in countries like US, Canada, or UK, even in India, some companies, they may offer 10 times of employee annual package. If something risk happens to an employee, risk is again categorized into two types: short-term disability, long-term disability. Okay, short-term disability means employment accident, but employee can recover maybe 6 months or a year. Okay, permanent disability means employee met some accident, employee cannot recover from that. A long-term disability, you can say. In that case, some companies, they will give insurance coverage for those employees. So how it works? For example, an employee earnings, so here annual package is, an employee annual package is 1 lakh US dollars, assume, per annum. Multiply by 10 times. So it's almost equal to 1 million. I'm sorry, I will say in INR. I mean 1 CR, correct? Employer get coverage of 1 CR. So benefits also require compensation data. So remember, payroll is required, performance management is required, benefit module also required compensation data. So see, one module called core compensation is required by several other modules, dependency. Apart from that, is there any other module is required? Compensation data. Referral bonus, joining bonus are part of which module, friends? Referral bonus, joining bonus. Recruitment.
Yes, sir.
So recruitment module also have dependence on the compensation. So now you can come to know compensation is one of the important key module in a Workday. Several modules require this data. I cannot implement recruitment without compensation. I cannot implement performance without compensation. I cannot implement payroll without compensation. I cannot implement benefits without compensation. See the difference here. Okay. So remember, the other modules have a direct impact on the compensation. So okay, what is core compensation here? What are all components we have in core compensation? Let me list out. Compensation grade, compensation grade profile. Okay, they are the types of allowance plans we have, and also period salary plan, unit salary plan. Do not talk about all these components on core compensation. Okay, so compensation grade profile, salary plans, hourly plans, allowance plans, period salary plan, unit salary plan, one-time payments, commission plans, comp element groups, compensation package. So we're going to configure in our tenant also. So just today is a overview session to understand. Okay, let's start from, let me give you some overview on these components. What is meant by compensation grade? Compensation grade is nothing but a reference to the pay ranges. Compensation grade is nothing but a reference to the pay ranges. Okay, for example, if you're hiring an employee as a manager, okay, if you're hiring an employee as a manager, so there will be some minimum and maximum amount, right? For example, If I'm hiring any manager, minimum, I'm taking INR currency, I can give minimum 5 lakhs and maximum 10 lakhs. Okay, what does it mean? Based on the employee skill, based on the employee experience levels, based on employee qualification, I can pay minimum 5 lakhs, maximum 10 lakhs, which means this is the allocated amount for any manager if I'm hiring. And these pay ranges, minimum and maximum, will assign on the compensation grade. Okay, how to configure, how to divide it into segments, we will discuss during our regular session. Okay, then after, compensation grade profile is optional in Workday. Here also will define minimum and maximum, but compensation grade profile will include in scope only if you are implementing globally. For more than one country, if you are implementing co-compensation, then only grade profile is required. For example, I am implementing in India, also implementing in US and Australia. What are the key differences between these three countries in terms of compensation? Anyone? So three countries, what are the key differences here?
Time difference is there, currency difference is also there, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, currency difference is there, correct? Amounts also, numbers also different, correct? So that's the reason what Workday says. Excuse me, guys. If we are implementing Workday globally for more than one country, include compensation grade profile in your requirement. Under one compensation grade, we can configure all these three countries compensation grade profile data. Okay, it's very hard to imagine right now, but please remember compensation grade profile is used to define the localization. For now, remember this term, please. How to configure, what data we need, we'll discuss. Okay, compensation grade profile is required or in scope only if you are defining localization. More than one country if you are implementing, then only it's required. Okay, so there will be an interview question, friends. Can I create compensation grade profile without compensation grade? The answer is no. We have a dependency. First, you have to configure compensation grade, then only you are able to attach grade profiles to the compensation grade. We will see. Right. What do you mean by salary plan? Salary plan. Salary plan is nothing but a regular amount, right? So it can be paid on monthly basis. It can be paid on weekly, semi-monthly, bi-weekly basis also. Okay, a fixed amount. A fixed amount. For India, if you see, we will call a base pay, or we'll call it as a salary, a regular salary. All our housing, provident fund are going to be calculated on our salary plan. Correct. This is a fixed amount. Salary plan is nothing but a fixed amount. Hourly plan in India, it is not. I can't see in India, but if you see in some countries like US, Canada, or even South America or Australia, we have hourly wage employees. Here, the company will pay salaries to an employees based on the number of hours the employee has worked. Hourly wage amount. Okay, hourly plan we can say. Right. Then allowance plans. Workday supports three types of allowance plans, friends. Amount based, percentage based, unit based. If any allowance which is part of amount based, example, an executive member eligible for car allowance of 2000 rupees. An executive member eligible for car allowance of 2000 rupees. 2000 is a flat amount. Then you can configure amount based allowance. Percentage based means, so if you see in India, we have a concept called on employee salary, companies will pay 40% or 50%, depends on the location of the employee. Okay, as a housing allowance. So you are paying on percentage basis, not amount basis. You are going to pay percentage basis. So how it works? For example, an employee earning 10,000 rupees. So 40% is the housing allowance. So how much the employee will get at the end? 4,000 is nothing but employee housing allowance per month. Okay. In such cases, you can include percentage based plan. And then unit based plan. This is purely optional, but let's discuss. You can pay allowance based on number of units the employee has delivered. Example, let's take an Amazon. Amazon delivery executives are their vendors. They will deliver boxes to their customers. Let's say a vendor name is John, Mr. John, and he delivered around 100 boxes in a month. Company want to pay 10 rupees for each box he has delivered. 10 multiplied by 100, so 1000 rupees he is going to get his allowance. Or another example, we can see Zomato and Swiggy, the food delivery applications. So if they want to pay based on number of food deliveries the executives has made, they want to give some allowance. Allowance is on what? The number of deliveries they made. Okay, the number of deliveries they made. Even if you see Uber, this Uber, I'm not sure Ola is earlier they has to give. So the number of kilometers employee has traveled, they will give certain allowance. Or the number of trips they made per day, they will give certain allowance. So these will fix or fit in the unit based plan, friends. Okay, you are paying based on the unit. Okay, so these three types of allowance we have: either amount based, percentage based, unit based on the customer requirement. We can configure one of the allowance. And then period salary plan. Have you heard about 13th month or 14th month salary? 13th month or 14th month salary? Anyone? Or if possible, you can just Google it for more information. Let me explain here. Some companies are in some countries like Brazil, Ecuador, Argentina, and Singapore, also Denmark, and Japan. These companies have strict labor rules. If any employee completes an year in the organization, then employee should get 1 month of salary as a bonus. There is nothing but the additional 1 month the bonus employee is getting is nothing but 13th month salary. Some countries they will offer 14th month salary, which means 2 months of salary employee will get as a bonus. Okay, so this plan is not applicable globally. It's specific to the countries. The period salary plan, and then unit salary plan. So you want to pay salary to employees based on the number of units they have delivered. Here we discussed the allowance, right? Unit based allowance, quite similar to the this unit salary plan, also similar to this unit based plan. The salary will be paid based on number of units they have delivered. Example, let's take Amazon again. Amazon, they don't want to pay fixed pay to their employees. They want to pay only based on number of deliveries they have made. If an executive has delivered 500 boxes in a month, the company wants to pay 20 rupees for each box. There is nothing but multiply by 500. This is nothing but employee salary. But a point we have to remember here, especially on unit based, Workday doesn't track the units here. Workday doesn't track the number of units here. Okay, here we are just telling this is an amount you are going to get on these units. How many units that employee is achieving on daily basis has to track by an external application. Okay, example, in Workday, here we need 3 applications. Workday, you're gathering units, number of units, sorry, unit rate, which means let's say per unit you want to pay 10 rupees. Unit is nothing but a box delivered by the executive. Sales and development application can be Salesforce or SAP SD, whatever. And here it's going to track the units, number of units employee achieving per day. Finally, in the payroll system, so finally in the payroll system, we will send a template. I mean, these people will send a template. So what will happen here? What will happen here? What is the unit rate? 10 rupees. Multiply by, in this system is going to track all the employees, how many units they're delivering per day, and consolidated, and they will share with the payroll. For example, an employee achieved 500 units. So they will do a formula like this, number of units multiplied by rate. So they will get an amount. So I would like to say again, one more key point. Workday doesn't have ability to track the number of units. It has to be tracked by the external application. Okay. Here we can define only the rate, per unit rate. And then one-time payment. What is mean by one-time payment? Anyone? Any examples on this? Okay. Joining bonus. So to attract the employee to join the employee immediately into the organization, some companies will offer joining bonus. Retention bonus. What is mean by retention bonus? Sometimes, for example, let's say I'm working for an ABC company. I want to resign for that company because I got a very good package and good job in XYG company. I informed my manager. My manager wants me to stay back in this organization. To retain me, to attract and retain me, the manager may offer some amount. Can be a one-time payment or direct immediate hike. It's a one-time payment, isn't it? So that is also falls under one-time payments, retention bonus funds. Another example, exam bonus. Some companies, they will pay exam bonus to their employees if they'll give any certification or exam. Any other examples you would like to tell on one-time payments?
Referral bonus.
Excellent.
Referral bonus.
Yes, ma'am. Referral bonus. Okay, recruitment team. If any employee has referred any other resource, company would like to pay a referral bonus for them. Okay, so these are all part of one-time payments. So we'll discuss how to configure them in our regular session. So, but remember, one-time payment nothing but once a while. Commission plans. If you're working with any sales applications or sales industries, they may also have this commission plan requirements. You can call it as incentives or commission plans or incentives. Example, customer has a requirement something like this. If an employee sell 10 lakhs worth product in a market, an employee will get 10% of the incentive. So 10 lakhs, if you push the market, he's going to get 10% of the commission. The 10%, the 10% employee can get on lump sum basis, or further the drawee amount, like employee wants to receive that 10% 10% as part of salary. Okay, that is also possible in Workday. Incentive payments. And then compensation elements. Compensation elements acts as a bridge between the payroll system and core compensation. In fact, in core compensation, it's just a flag. What is the type of allowance? Car allowance. What is the type of allowance? Mobile allowance. What is the type of salary plan? Base pay. So this is just a flag here, a reference value here on compensation. But in the payroll, this compensation element we have to map with an earning, so that when you run the payroll, it will fetch the compensation data and it will carry it into the payroll calculation engine. Okay, so I will show compensation element groups. The name itself is saying element groups. For example, I want to offer a life insurance amount including base pay, plus employee car allowance, which means I have to group now two compensation elements. Base pay is one compensation element, car allowance is one compensation element. I would like to group the both into one compensation element group. Then the benefit team will calculate the amount on this. Later, compensation package is one of the important one. Without this, we cannot complete compensation. So compensation package is required to default the compensation during staffing events. Can be a hire process, can be promotion transfer, relocation transfer. Okay. In this process, if you would like to default the eligible compensation plans, the compensation package must be configured. It's one of the mandatory configuration. Okay. And it's also an umbrella kind of structure where we can group all your compensation grades, all your compensation plans under one compensation package to default. And also we do have compensation eligibility rules. Compensation eligibility rules, identifying a right employee for right compensation. Example, car allowance eligible only executive people. But in my organization, I have management people, non-management people, and executive people. Which means if I'm hiring an executive member, then only the car allowance should be defaulted. If I'm hiring a management member, the car allowance should not be defaulted. Identifying a right employee for right compensation. We can achieve this compensation eligibility rule. In entire topic, the most interesting and little trickiest part is only this one. Remaining all are pretty easy. Okay. And we do have another plan, but no one will explain, but I would like to explain this plan with you, is calculated plan. The calculated plans Workday recently introduced into core compensation. Scenario is something like some countries they will offer some seniority allowance. For example, if employee complete 3 years of service with the organization, employee should get $3,000 as a bonus. If employee complete 5 years of service, employee should get $5,000. If employee complete 10 years of service, employee should get $10,000 as a bonus. So here you are offering certain one-time amount based on the years of service the employee has completed. So Workday has the ability to identify once the employee has completed successfully 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, the amount will be automatically assigned. That is also possible. We can call it as dynamically driven, event driven in the sense manually if you want to assign, that is also possible. Any questions on these topics? It's just an overview. We didn't discuss. I have to come up with a requirement. We'll configure in our tenant from tomorrow. But before that, any questions here? Okay, maybe during configuring, I'm sure you might have some questions. Advanced compensation. Friends, advanced compensation is optional in Workday. Advanced compensation is required only if the company has merit process. You require to configure merit plans. If company has stock process, okay, for employees, some companies they will give some stocks. Then you require to configure stock plans. And if some companies they will give bonus, and the bonus is based on employee performance, company performance, or both, or either. Only these three are part of advanced compensation. Of course, further matrices, compensation matrix, those are quite different. So this we are not going to discuss, but I will help you some recordings. If you'd like to go through that, I will help you some recordings on this. So core compensation is a high priority. Anyone have any questions?
Insurance come which compensation, sir? Come under which compensation? Insurance.
benefits, not for compensation. It's what of benefits, ma'am. But compensation data is required in such cases. Insurance is part of benefit model, not compensation model.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No problem. Friends, anyone have any other questions on this? Hi, sir.
Yes, you explained about advanced compensation. Yes, you told that it is optional. So, what is the scope of that? Can you please brief me on that?
Yeah, definitely. So, merit plans, it has some certain rating methods, correct? Rating 1, employee will get some hike. Rating 2, employee will get some hike. Rating 3, rating 4, rating 5. We have rating scale. Based on that, you will give some hike amount to an employees. In that case, you need merit plans, correct? Stock plans, some organizations, along with the salary, bonus, and allowances, some companies also will provide stocks to their employees. Sometimes can be executive people. Some of the stocks they will give to retain that employee with the organization, and maybe after 3 years the employee can sell these stocks and make it as money. Bonus plans, the bonus plan again, bonus you have to pay to an employee based on how they performed and company performance. Example, nowadays if you can see last year due to this pandemic, no company has good results, no one has achieved good results, no company has paid the bonus. I mean, at least some companies didn't pay the bonus to an employees at all. Why? Because they're into loss. Correct. So in such cases, we require to configure certain bonus plans. Annual bonus, performance bonus, annual individual performance plus company performance. Like that.
Okay.
All three models
But
dependent.
you
Mhm. Right, right.
optional in the sense, in what basis it is optional?
If you don't have performance module, you would need merit plan. Advanced compensation is not required. If your company is not giving stocks, some all companies are not giving stocks, right? Correct. Is all companies are giving stocks to their employees? No, only few. If they're giving, if they want to monitor
No.
how how many stocks they have given, when the employee can sell, how many stocks left from the employee, then they need to include stocks.
So, you mean to say that as per the policies and procedures of the company, so
Mhm.
will they follow when they may not follow, right?
Right, right. They
So
may
if
have,
the
they may not have.
merit stock or bonus plan, if they yes available, when if it is avail, yes the employees can get that benefit.
Correct.
If not that, the
Then
case will sure.
yeah. So if you have requirement, then they have to purchase this license. If they don't have this requirement, they can ignore it. But core is mandatory. That's because this whatever we discuss here, right? All the modules are required. So that's the reason Workday is giving along with the core HCM. Okay, anyone have any other questions? Okay, actually today I planned only on the overview, not touching any tenant. But tomorrow we are going to configure from the scratch. We are going to configure from the scratch. So also I'll request, a few of our friends said they have some queries on the staffing models, request to go to the recording. Still, if you have any questions, please make a note. I'm happy to help you. So I would like to hold the session here, but however, I would like to check with you also if you are okay. No question, then we'll hold and we'll continue tomorrow in the configurations. What do you guys suggest? Does it okay?
In last class, we covered only job profiles, no, sir?
Let me look into the recording, ma'am. Thanks for alerting me here. I am, yeah, correct. We just configured one job profile, then I told we'll configure multiple job profiles and grouping. Correct. Yeah.
Job is there and job family group is also not covered, sir.
You should alert me before it's. My apologies. No problem.
It's
We will. Anyhow, kindly consider this as just an overview. Tomorrow we'll pick up the job family group concepts. Then we'll go on to the compensation. No problem, that's okay. Because job profiles are required for compensation data. You to me as well.